As Derek Carr was waived and released by the Raiders today. Uh, and then after I looked through it a little bit, I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of makes sense. Going back at Derek Carr from the beginning of this guy's career, I always thought he was an average quarterback. I always thought of him as more of a bridge type guy, but he became more than that. But he kind of has a little bit of Andy Dalton in him. He's kind of got a little bit of Ryan Tannehill in him. He's obviously a better player than those two. But I think my first reaction to this was, why waive him? Why not trade the guy? And apparently they had shopped around for deals and just nobody was biting on what they could get for him. And they didn't want to gamble because the way his contract was set up, if they had held him for one more day to Wednesday, which would be tomorrow, they would have had to guarantee him $40 million. So by doing this, they saved the Raiders as they are $40 million. So I mean, obviously the a big win, but people would have liked to see him traded. The risk you take is if you don't cut him here, you could be out $40 million, so nobody wants him. So as I said earlier, though, Derek Carr is a good quarterback in this league. He's a good starting quarterback. Do I think he's like the guy that I'd feel very comfortable with on my team? Do I think he can win a Super Bowl? I think a lot would have to go right. I think it would have to be the right roster. He's not going to go in there and he's not going to do what Mahomes does. He's not going to do what Burrow does. He's not going to instantly go in there and just like make everybody better. He needs a good roster. He needs a good coach. He needs all those things to win. And he really hasn't had that his whole career. So it's not a knock on him. He just hasn't been able to overcome that. Some quarterbacks have to overcome things. Look at what Burrow has had to overcome. A bad O-line, maybe questionable coaching. Burrow's had to overcome a lot. People like Peyton Manning had to overcome a lot. Obviously, Derek Carr would have had to overcome a lot, and he just isn't a great. And he is, but he's still a good player. Like, are the New Orleans Saints a better team if they have Derek Carr tomorrow? Yes, they're a better team. Um, are the New York Jets a better football team with Derek Carr tomorrow? Yes, of course. So I think those are two possible markets he could go to. But yeah, first definitely was shocked by the news of the release. But after you kind of look at it and you kind of see the career in the past now, and I think this gives a good op because he's been the starting guy for the Raiders since 2014. Now, if you're the Raiders, you have an opportunity to go out, look at the market for a quarterback. I'm going to make a video tomorrow on how I think it could be possible that maybe they could go after a guy in the draft. So we'll see. But overall, a goodbye to a guy that was there for since 2014, almost 10 years. And I think he's going to either go, for my prediction right now, it's either going to be Saints or Jets. And I think he'll make them both, or whichever one he goes to. I think he'll make it a better team. But yeah, breaking news for Derek Carr, released by the Raiders.